Sports Radio 88.9 Brilla FM. It is time once again for us to look outside the sports arena. Welcome to Outside the Arena Reloaded. My name is Anthony Bekederemo, and we start off this morning by informing you that Nigeria last night recorded 575 fresh cases of COVID-19. This much was revealed by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, which confirmed this information on its official Twitter handle. The NCDC also said the fresh cases were recorded in 19 states of the Federation and the capital of Nigeria, Abuja. It added that some 9 persons died from complications resulting from the virus in the last 24 hours. Consequently, the number of COVID-19 fatalities in Nigeria has now increased from 645 to 654. Also, the total number of confirmed cases in Nigeria now stands at 29,286. In the meantime, Cross River State has now recorded its first case of COVID-19. In fact, 5 cases were recorded in Cross River State. This is the first time that positive results will be confirmed in the state since the outbreak of the coronavirus pandemic in Nigeria in the month of February 2020. Elsewhere in the news, the Presidential Task Force PTF on COVID-19 has reiterated that it might ask the President of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, to lock down the country again should the rising cases of COVID-19 continue in the coming weeks. The PTF chairman and secretary to the government of Nigeria, Boss Mustafa, who stated this at the task force press briefing in Abuja last night, lamented the level at which people in authority had been contracting the dreaded infection recently. According to him, the development is having a direct impact on governance and security in Nigeria. Recently, many state governors have contracted the virus, including David Omahi of Ebonyi State, Ifeanyi Okowa of Delta State, and Rotimi Akeredolu of Ondo State. There have been several reported cases of family members of state governors, their aides, cabinet members also contracting the virus in recent times. We're still outside the arena on Sports Radio 88.9 Brilla FM. Let's also inform you this morning that the Federal Controller of Works in Lagos, Olukayode Popola, has said that the federal government of Nigeria will close the 3rd mainland bridge in Lagos to traffic for 6 months, beginning from July 24, to enable the government to undertake maintenance work on the surface. Popola, however, stated that the details of the repair work would be announced much later. Meanwhile, the Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, is yet to provide traffic control plans, as was the case in the past when the bridge was shut down for rehabilitation. Still outside the arena on Sports Radio 88.9 Brilla FM. In other news, the West African Senior School Certificate Examination, WASC, will now hold from August the 4th to September 5th, 2020. This was announced by the Minister of State for Education, Emeka Nwajoba, on Monday during the daily COVID-19 Presidential Task Force briefing. The federal government last week approved what it called safe reopening of schools nationwide. The government said the reopening of schools was meant to allow students in graduating classes of Primary 6, GSS 3 and SS3 resume preparation for their final examinations. The federal government had earlier announced that final year students, including those to take the WAEC examinations, will resume in their schools. Schools across Nigeria, recall, have been shut down since March 19 to contain the spread of COVID-19. And in line with the directive of the state government, final year students and in primary schools and secondary schools in Oyo State have indeed resumed academic activities amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Schools in Bodija, Eleyele, Molete, Iwo Road and Oduono Elewe areas of Oyo State, both public and private schools have they complied with the coronavirus protocol with hand washing buckets and sanitizers put in place and put in the entrances of each school, and they've started work since yesterday. I can also inform you this morning that the founder of Afe Babalola University, Ado Ekiti, Are Afe Babalola has accused the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, of blocking the reopening of universities in Nigeria. Babalola said this in a statement released last night and signed by the head of corporate affairs, Tunde Olofitila. Babalola University. According to him, the federal government of Nigeria should allow final year students of tertiary institutions resume, just like pupils in primary 6, GSS 3 and SS3. Babalola blamed the objection from the almighty ASU as the reason universities are still closed in Nigeria. ASU president, recall, Professor Abiodun Ogunyemi, spoke last week and insisted that the federal government of Nigeria has not put in place enough measures to contain the spread of the pandemic in schools, and as a result, universities should not reopen. Let's go to Ghana this morning as we continue to look outside the arena, because a teacher, together with his wife and 6 other students of Accra Girls Senior High School, tested positive for COVID-19 1 week after schools resume for some final year students in junior and senior secondary schools and tertiary institutions. This was confirmed by a joint statement signed by Dr. Patrick Kuma Abojie and Director General of the Ghana, who is the Director General of the Ghana Health Service, and Professor Kwasi Opoku Ajimang, Director General of the Ghana Education Service. The school has recorded 8 COVID-19 cases so far. And finally, from outside the arena, the Nigeria High Commission in Canada says it is set to evacuate Nigerian citizens stranded in the country due to the coronavirus pandemic, and they will be returning home very soon. The mission in Ottawa, Canada said in a statement that Portuguese Airline and Euro-Atlantic Airways had been chosen for the evacuation of about 300 Nigerians who are stranded in the country. This is Outside the Arena Reloaded on Sports Radio 88.9 Brila FM. We're going to look at the discrepancy. A statement was released last night by the founder of one of the private universities in Nigeria. I'm talking about Afe Babalola University. Of course, the founder, Are Afe Babalola, has accused ASU that the reasons why the universities are not opened is because of ASU. Only last week, the president of ASU, Professor Abiodun Ogunyemi, said that the necessary control measures, safety measures have not been put in place, and it was not advisable for the universities to reopen. But here is Afe Babalola accusing the Academic Staff Union of Universities of blocking the reopening of universities. My question is quite simple. The argument is, if you say students in primary 6 can resume, students in GS3 can resume, and students in SS3 can resume to write their final exams, what about those ones in part 4, those ones in part 5, those ones nearing the completion of their university programs? What about those ones in HND2, for instance? Why can't they resume? That's the argument put forward by the founder of Afe Babalola University, Ado Ekiti. So I'm asking this question: should the federal government allow final year students in our tertiary institutions to resume? If you're in HND2, for instance, should the students in polytechnics be allowed to go write their final exams, HND2, ND2? And of course, those in part 4, those in part 5, their respective courses. And of course, if you're doing a 6-year program, those in the 6th year, as the case may be. Should that be the case? Should they go the way of the primary schools? Primary 6, should they be going the way of GSS3 or even SS3? Remember earlier on in one of the bulletins we told you about what happened in Ghana. There's been a joint statement from the educational sector in Ghana. As soon as the schools reopened, COVID-19 started to spread. And in one particular school, they've had 8 cases. Should we reopen the universities for final year students? Should we be reopening the polytechnics for final year students? If primary schools can reopen, if secondary schools can reopen for final year students, should it be the same for our tertiary schools? 07 00 889. That is the number, or those are the numbers to call this morning as we continue to look outside the arena. We're looking at the tertiary institutions this morning, the polytechnics, the colleges of education, and indeed the universities. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
I'm Timothy from.
Timothy, just your name. Just your name. Go on.
My own view is that but when I hear, you know, they're allowed to resume.
Why?
Because we are trying to contain the spread of the coronavirus. So I think only SS3, RICs, and DS3 should be allowed to resume for this time.
Okay. Of course, the founder of Afe Babalola University has released a statement. His name is Are Afe Babalola, and is accusing ASU that ASU have continued to block the reopening of universities. Allow the final year students to reopen, whether federal, whether state, whether private, allow them finish their exams. And of course, but the difference between a university and a secondary school, for instance, university has first semester and second semester. He did not break it down. Hello, good morning. What if the school is in the first semester? Would they do semester 1 and then run to semester 2? How would they work it out? Hello. 0700000889. Those are the numbers to call this morning if you want to be outside the arena. Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Tony. Good morning.
What's your name?
My name is Ola.
Okay, Ola.
See, I agree with the Afe Babalola. I agree with it. Now, you see, we need to look at this holistically. Even though we are after lives, when the DSS3 are matured enough to clean up their hands and take.
Looks like we've lost that connection. Looks like the difference here is the university system and the educational system in primary and secondary schools is not the same. But then let's look at a solution. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
What's your name?
My name is Oyeka. I'm calling from Lagos.
Okay, go on. Sports Radio 88.9 Bla FM. Should the federal government of Nigeria allow final year students of tertiary institutions to resume? That is the question. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
We're on the line.
Ovie, go on.
The way I see it, there seems to be a conflict of interest between Afe Babalola and ASU. He is looking at it from a business perspective. They are looking at it from a safety perspective.
Okay.
Although the argument still holds that, I mean, if you can allow GS3 and all lower whatever to open, then why would you now stop more mature people from resuming school? That is still a valid argument. We said from the beginning that the issue of opening schools should be left. But since they've decided to go ahead and open secondary schools or parts of secondary schools, then continuing keeping higher institutions closed doesn't make sense. That's the way I see it.
Okay. Of course, the federal government calls it safe reopening. Primary 6, go and write your first school certificate exam. Those in GSS3 will be allowed to start school. Go and write your junior secondary school exam. And those in SS3, go and write what used to be WAEC. Go and write your exam. Hello, good morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning once again. This is the voice of.
Okay.
You see, people should understand one thing. From the analysis you just put on ground, don't forget that even some governors have announced, Lagos State, for instance, said primary 6 must not open. Let them go and use their continuous assessment. He said it. But because the SS3 and the SS3 are doing junior and senior WAEC, what is WAEC? WAEC is West Africa Examination Council, which Nigeria alone does not have control over. It's attached to some other countries. They've sat down, they've looked into because if it is just about Nigerian control alone, they will have said no school for now. And for that reason, that was why government said for GSS3 and SS3, with everything, every precautionary event put in place, they can go ahead to open. Don't forget that some other countries who has opened up, we just mentioned Ghana, Don't forget in India. Don't forget in Ghana, some other places. They have started to close school back because of the rate of infection to all these students. When they opened just about 2 weeks ago, someone I was just watching Al Jazeera or whatever, and some of them are already closing the school back. It is my own child. I don't think it's safe for my child to go. I want to imagine, Tony, if I'm a businessman and I'm more concerned about making money, I would say no matter what, let everybody, because I'm more interested in my money, in making money, like some other private nursery and primary schools are saying. But we should be very, very careful. We should be very, very careful. The ASUU that said that the universities are not ready to open, they know what they are saying. They are stakeholders too. They know that all these universities, there is nothing in place to take precaution of all these students. They're not minding that they are hard on. They know what they are saying. So for someone who is a businessman, or for me who am a businessman, I'm not concerned about making money rather than somebody's life. I'm sorry to say. Good morning, Tony.
Okay, good morning to you. We're still outside the arena, and we're looking at the reopening of schools. Afe Babalola is insisting, he's the founder of Afe Babalola University, a private university in Nigeria, that reopen universities as well. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. I think it's not safe for them to open a university for now.
What's your name?
My name is Timothy.
Okay, Timothy, go on.
I think it will be safe because, for what it's a city wide, so it's supposed to be written by April. And that's not the only exam that's going to be. We are still going to do NECO. So then the earlier the days, the earlier, and it will even affect the admission of this year. So,
okay.
And that's why I would like them to open SSC first rather than open university.
Okay. Just in case you do not know, the West African Senior School Certificate exams will hold August 4 to September 5. So it's just
Good morning.
Good morning.
Tony Bakare.
Good morning.
My name is Shooks.
Shooks, go on.
I actually want to differ because I think if the right procedures are put in place, if the right things are put in check, I mean, these students can go back to school, final year students. Because apart from the fact that these students, most of them are even spent more than the years they're supposed to spend in school. I mean, a student is supposed to spend 4 years, some of them are already spending 5 years, some of them are spending 6 years because of the abstract that happened last year and 2 years ago. We are still, it will elongate the academic calendar, honestly, because I mean, if we are not careful, then these children are. I mean, I'm a teacher personally, and I think that this lockdown itself has really derailed these our children that are at home, honestly. So if the right procedure can be put in place, if the right procedure can be put in check, they can go back to school and write their final exams. Instead of putting them at home and still elongating the number of times they are supposed to be useful for them. Now they are at home doing nothing. They are saying they are doing online classes. They are not doing anything for the those in their institution. They are doing nothing. So what waste these students are this is one since we can actually put a certain procedures in place and allow them go and write their final exam. What is there?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chooks. Sports Radio. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. My name is Tony.
Okay.
I just want to contribute to this discussion.
Okay, Tony, go on.
This whole thing about opening schools is just people are just discussing it as just academic. Because I'm on the road now. The way what is going to happen in the school is not different from what we are seeing in the street. People are already interacting normally, and the street even is enough. The schools are controlled environment. They can regulate and but everything. We are just depriving people of advancing in life. That's what we are doing. Because I'm on the road now in Lagos, Lekki. Look at people moving normally, living their lives normally, interacting. I just wonder whether when they go to schools, they're going to open, so that it's going to open your mouth and pour something inside. Or it's going to be different from the normal interaction we see here. Let's be realistic. People are just discussing this constraint on people, just as an academic thing. So I don't think there's anything. They should open the schools for life returns to normal. And these children, they learn what they are just depriving them of education. That's what we are doing.
Okay. Thank you very, very much. We're still outside the arena, This is Outside the Arena Reloaded. We're looking beyond sports. We're looking at the larger, the wider society. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, my man, Anthony.
Good morning. What's your name?
My name is Adil Dido.
Go on.
For government to open the school, just thing I want to say is that you cannot say they should not open it, but they should be cautious. They should take precautions, like about transportation. If students going to school, they might become targeted among passengers. So I will employ the government to provide school bus at strategic points for each school that is going to resume. That's how to say. Thank you, God bless.
Thank you. God bless you. I don't know if we have time to take one more call because our time is fast spent outside the arena. Let's take one call for the road. Very brief. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Anthony.
Good morning.
I'm Shegun, my name.
Shegun, go on.
Everybody should take it easy. See, if there is war, because this pandemic is like war, nobody will think of school. So all these, let's go to school, let's SS3 go to school, let's final year go to school, I don't think is the solution. Because if they go to school, get infected, or they get caught somehow, and come back home and also infect people at home, I think we will all regret. So let the government do more with what ASU has suggested. Let them do more. We all know, I'm in the higher institution as I'm talking to you. What is in place where am I? What is in place in other places? So let government do more, and let them certify that the school can resume. Then if there is a problem, we can blame them.
Okay.
But if we force them not to take an action, then we might stand to regret. Let's take it easy.
Okay, thank you very much for that contribution. We've come to the end of today's session. We've looked outside the arena on Outside the Arena Reloaded. There will be a fresher package, same time, same station, only on Sports Radio 88.9 Bella FM. This is where, of course, my shift comes to an end. I must thank the crew. Sharafa Akoni Bello was on the console. He was alongside Tosin Adeshina. Not forgetting Josh Ikeokole, the elder, Overdose. Okoroji Chidoze was also here. Ifeanyi Chukwu Vitalis Udeze, former player of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, played this morning. Of course, when you look at the Big Sports Breakfast Show, Yinka Oyedele Mohammed Saliu was also here. And not forgetting the fans, you out there from social media to the phone lines, thank you very much for making the programming this morning tick. I'll make a return same time, same station tomorrow. My name is Anthony Bekederemo. Stay safe. Maintain all the health protocols, social distancing, washing of hands, using of hand sanitizer, face masks, and all of that. Let's stay safe. Let's win this fight against COVID-19 together. I'll leave you in the hands of ID Enang. He wants to navigate with us, so let's go navigate with him.
Get motivated, get inspired, get lifted, get involved. Transform your potential to make that decision.